So we got one gem. Let's take a gander.
It is a slightly luminescent blue stone about the size of your palm.
Let's see if we can't go, let's try this first.
You attempt to open the door, but find it is locked. You think you can hear...
Okay, nothing changed here. So one of the problems now, I have to find out where we gotta go. I don't know where we gotta go. We basically gotta look around and find what's changed in the world. Somewhere that witch is. And we haven't really dealt with her, and I know there's some... Oh.
The lemons on the ground are spoiled. You would do best to... The lemon...
I didn't even see this before, okay.
You reach out and pluck a large, juicy-looking lemon.
A large, juicy-looking lemon. I don't remember even being there. Must have been something I missed. Let's see if anything's changed in town since we're here. I guess we could have went to the church, too, and saw the church, but... we're this far, so... Do we have anything for this guy? Yeah, right here.
Here. This might help your sneezing.
Oh, thanks. Here, you can have this back now.
You retrieve the partially used cloth from the haystack.
Feel better?
Yeah, it's so good to be able to
Uh-oh. Well, we definitely want to put...
You'd really prefer not to inspect the...
Okay, well...
You take the silver needle.
Needle in a haystack. Okay, so we got some new stuff. Let's talk to this guy.
You consider confronting the merchant about the theft.
Okay. Let's give him the stone.
Ah, indeed, a precious...
Very.
For sale, might it...
Not on your life.
Not in your life. Yeah, we don't have anything to give him, so... Ah, you know what, though? A little time has passed. Perfect. Alright. Let's go ahead and let's save. Save the game. Into an antique store. Pretty cool. Let's see what she has to say.
Good afternoon. What can I do for you, dear?
Hello. Do you sell anything that would aid in ascent up a mountain?
Unfortunately, I do not sell climbing equipment, or anything of that sort. This is really a specialist store.
Oh.
However, I do have an item which you might find useful. This lamp is said to contain a genie. Never tried it myself, of course. I do not believe in using magic to solve my problems. Nature has made us as we are, and we should be glad of that.
Uh-huh. How much for the lamp?
The old lady hesitates. You sense she wants more from you than your money. You hope it is not anything that you will regret.
Well, seeing as how you are a man who seems adept at taking care of himself, perhaps you could do a small favor for me?
Somehow, you knew she was going to say that.
I once owned a beautiful nightingale, quite rare around here, but the sentimental value far outweighs its monetary worth. That foul old witch Hagatha has stolen it from me, probably to use in some concoction or another.
Her nose screws up in disgust.
So, if you could be a sweetie and retrieve it for me, I will trade you the lamp for the bird. Agreed?
Well, I will see.
Do be careful. If Hagatha should spot you out of her good eye.
You have nothing more to...
Let's see if we can't just steal the lamp.
Once you have retrieved the nightingale,
Okay, so we gotta get the nightingale.
you've never needed one of these. You can figure out which way the wind is coming from all by yourself. You are inside a cute little antique. Apparently, this interesting-looking item is a Model DX cartridge retrieval unit. Quite a useful little device in another time and place.
Space Quest.
It is a red sorcerer's hat.
Red Sorcerer's Hat.
It is a tiny harp. How cute. It is a... Obviously, the Swiss haven't... You are inside a... There are some You are inside a... A large and incredibly hefty-looking mallet is propped up against the shelf. A small engraving on its head reads, Broggy. You are inside.
Some of the references
Some
got
old
me.
shields are lying around in the... It is a crystal ball. There are some Dragonfire! Oh, no, wait. It's just a mounted dragon head. Whew. Twin axes grace the wall. You are inside it. An expensive-looking statue catches your eye. It is sculpted of white marble and appears to be the only item of any real value within the shop. You find it quite odd that this grand statue is situated amongst other ordinary items of far
less. Okay. Well, how do we want a lamp? Guess we'll go visit the librarian, even though I really don't want to.
Yes?
Could you recommend?
Another good book. Okay, so it did change.
There.
There.
The librarian has placed the book on the desk. This book is entitled Legends.
Oh boy. Oh my goodness. Alright. Sorry, but I just think that's... What is this?
The horse doesn't belong.
A horse? It's definitely different.
You consider confronting, repressing the urge to. You'd never speak. This horse must have skipped.
Skinny. Let's get it to London.
This horse is only interested in.
It's eating those flowers. What about this flower?
This horse is only interested in eating.
Don't have an apple to give it. No, we gotta put it down. It's too skinny.
Have you gone mad, Graham? The horse has done.
Okay. Let's go ahead and... I think we did everything there. Let's see if the church is open. Yeah, a little bit of sprite scaling there.
The door appears.
Okay, this is closed. I think we do have to go see Hagatha. That would be the most likely place we have to go.
You have come upon a quick little.
Quick little dwarf. I can't believe I never saw that lemon tree before. At least I didn't need to have a lemon. I would have been stuck. There we go. There we go. Now, how are we going to get past this, though? Yikes. Witch hunt.
It is a human skull with large eye sockets. He's way.
Whoops.
Unless you are mistaken, the symbol above the cave entrance bears a this area.
I don't think we can do anything yet.
As you face the skull towards the image of the bat above the cave, you notice that its wing has faded slightly. However, you suspect that whatever danger the bat represents is still in effect. The skull looks like it is designed to be pivoted on its stake. However, there appears to be something missing which prevents you from turning it. It is a human skull with large eye sockets. That has
What about a lemon?
no effect.
Maybe the smell?
Smashing this skull would be pointless.
You need to disable that.
This guy was decapitated. As you attempt to place the birth gem into the skull, you discover that it does not fit properly. Instead, it juts out uselessly like a bulging eyeball. The birth gem protrudes from the skull like a bulging eyeball. You'll somehow need to push it in further.
Did not expect that to work.
That has no effect on the skull.
I'm guessing this.
You gently tap the birth gem with the mallet, hoping not to break it. It budges only slightly. You give it a harder hit. With the birth gem now firmly in place, you turn the left. The power of the two skulls combined has caused the bat symbol to This skull is facing in the right position. You need not turn it back around. This skull is...
What about our birthstone? Wow. Okay. Well. Disable bat.
This skull...
What does it look like now?
A searing beam of blue...
Alright.
As you enter, you are almost overwhelmed by the foul stench which molests your nostrils. It is obviously coming from whatever Hagatha is cooking in that large cauldron of hers. There are some things of interest on the other side of the cave, but you have no means of crossing over there safely at this time. A caged nightingale sits on the floor near the northern cave wall. The light from outside barely penetrates the interior of this cave. So long as you keep your distance, Hagatha shouldn't notice you.
Yikes. Okay, this is gonna be... What are we gonna do? We could push her into the water. What is this?
It is a crystal ball, fairly standard equipment for those of the magic. Unfortunately, you are not versed. You hear Agatha begin a chant of some kind.
The fluid of blood with bone and flesh. 'Twill make my complexion young and fresh. Inducing
You can't-
time
you
to reverse
keep-
its
keep it-
sail.
Keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself. What about the...
All
That
I
would
need
only
is
serve
a
to
sweet
anger her.
Nightingale.
It's highly doubt.
Alright.
When it comes to might versus magic, all bets are on the latter. Uh-oh, Agatha.
Well, you are a gentleman, saving me a lot of trouble by coming here.
Duck.
You wandered into the witch's lair, and where you stood gave not a care. She soon saw you, a smile she gave. Your flesh, your blood, your bones she craved.
Okay, so we have a timer on us.
A stab in the dark. If you could get close enough to stab her, you'd have only garnered...
The fluid of blood.
Being
with
as
bone
quiet as a
and
mouse,
flesh.
you slide your hand inside the cloak to discover a deep pocket. Amongst sticky and disgusting spell ingredients, you find a tiny silver key and a peculiar golden ring-shaped device. The strange circular object does not...
Twill make my complexion young
Now,
and
wouldn't seem
fresh.
that improve. There is
Inducing
nothing else
time
inside the
to
cloak except for
reverse its
disgusting.
sail.
You need to get.
All I need is a sweet nightingale.
This item cannot be. If you could get close enough to prick her, you'd have. Uh-oh.
Well, you are the gentleman, saving me a lot of trouble by coming here.
Try to get the crystal ball.
You wandered into the witch's lair, and where you stood gave not a. Uh-oh.
She sees you right away if you see
Well,
that direction.
you are the gentleman, saving me a lot of trouble by coming here.
I think she's gonna see me if I go over there. I don't know what kind
You
of
wandered into the
distraction I
witch's
can-
lair, and where you stood gave not a care. She soon saw you, a smile. You need to. There is. Being as quiet as a mouse, you slide your hand inside the cloak to discover a deep pocket. The strange circular. You.
The fluid of
A
blood.
gilded cage sits to
bone
one
and
side of the
flesh.
cave. A beautiful nightingale. The cage is locked and chained securely to the wall.
'Twill make my complexion young and fresh.
The
Inducing
strange
time
the strange
to
the
reverse
str
its sail.
the strange the str the st
All I need is a sweet nightingale.
You slide the silver key into the lock. It fits. Uh-oh, Hagatha has seen you.
Okay, I know what to do. So chirp.
You are the gentleman, saving
We
me
got
a
it,
lot
we
of
got it.
trouble by coming here.
Let's sneak around here. I got it figured out, guys. So we need to throw a cloth
Ask
on that
the
so it
bird to
doesn't-
be quiet next time.
Yeah, that's exactly what we need to do. Okay, so
You need to
okay, let's go over here, sneak over here.
you need
Oh no, we're kind of
you
The fluid
Being as
of
quiet-
blood with bone and flesh.
you'd really prefer not to
okay.
you need to get
'Twill make my complexion young and fresh.
you silently
Okay, now we take the key.
you can't
Inducing
You
time
slide-
to reverse its sail.
without making a
All I need is a sweet nightingale.
Get out of here. Boom. All right. Can we take this back?
You cannot remove the birth gem while the blue light is streaming from it. If you want to dislodge it, you'll have to use force.
Let's use some force here.
You strike the skull.
Grab the birth gem.
You reacquire.
All right. I think we're doing pretty good now. Antique store. We're on our way. On my way. Wow. Well, I figured that one out. Took a little while, but it just seemed weird to be able to walk in her sight of vision, but I guess it was dark enough that we were able to do that. So back to town. We're gonna give the nightingale to the antique owner and get the lamp. And then the lamp will probably... I can try to give it to that guy to get the pumpkin. We'll see. I definitely never played this version of King's Quest 2, that's for sure. This is definitely different. Okay, let's go in here.
You offer the nightingale to Angelina. The sheer elation on her face almost makes the whole risk worth
Almost.
the while.
Make the whole risk worth it.
She snatches it from you and proceeds to fuss over the bird. You wait for a moment, but it seems she no longer notices.
If you don't mind, about the lamp you promised me in trade for the nightingale?
The shopkeeper
me.
looks up at you vaguely. She gradually remembers that there is another.
Yes?
Don't you mean no end of use?
Of course. Whatever you say, dear.
You hear Angelina muttering cheerfully.
Finally, I have the final ingredient for that marvelous youth potion. I am going to beat you to the punch, my dear Agatha. Serves you right for hoarding this sweet, juicy thing to yourself.
Terrible.
You feel a nauseous tinge in your stomach. Well, at least the lamp is.
It's terrible.
You take the old lamp, placing your grubby hand, placing
Steal everything. Jeez.
the place. You heard Angelina lock.
Okay. Well, what else would you do with the lamp? Give it to this guy. Let's save. Disabled bat. Lamp. Wow, that's horrible that she's gonna use the nightingale for a youth potion. Let's just take it to him.
Good merchant, does this interest you?
Thanking you, but no.
You rub the lamp and wait expectantly, but nothing happens. You're about to give it another try when a small puff of smoke appears at the end of the spout. It clears, revealing a note. As you remove it, the lamp disappears. You read the scroll.
To the unlucky fool who bought this lamp, as you may have gathered, this lamp no longer contains a fabulous genie, as my former master has released me as his final wish. However, as a consultation, please be wise in the following. The shopkeeper is not to be trusted. She dabbles in the black arts. Oh no. So hard like a stone and white like the snow, stand silent the man who guards what's below. May you forever know the beauty of freedom signed. Oh man. We got taken.
Poking strange.
Well. Alright, I guess we have unfinished business in here. This statue.
Upon closer examination, you discover that the statue hides a small latch. You flip the latch and watch in amazement as a trap door opens up from the floor. If you wish to you close the trap door behind you.
Cool, let's take the sword.
You much prefer the lightness of your own sword. Besides,
There's a hole here, that's cool.
a beam of light filters through from a crack in the floorboards. As you pick up the carpet, you notice a small label which reads, "Property of Al Den." There might be a faded letter or two in there, but you cannot be sure. Above you,
Aladdin.
from the back room, you discern Angelina's voice.
I did it! I did it! The youth potion is finally finished. All I need to do now is drink it.
Angelina, show yourself, you scurvy wench.
Agatha? My dear! What an unexpected surprise!
Don't you play the fool with me. I know you stole it.
Stole? Really, I do not know.
Silence. For your lies and deceit, there can be only one consequence.
No, please. I can explain.
I said silence. Oh, and one more thing. Your invitation to join us is revoked. What is this? Ah, the youth potion at last. Oh no. Drat. Now what was that spell for removing floorboards? Curses. I shall have to go back and look it up.
Oh, we got lucky.
You fish around in the pile of down and successfully retrieve the youth potion.
Got the youth potion. What is this?
You read the letters.
Angel, once again I put you... Okay. She... Yes, everywhere nightingale there most common in this region. Oh my goodness.
Cautiously, you open the trapdoor. If you wish to close the trap door while you are
Oh,
placing your grubby hand, you flick the latch.
So, one. Let's see if we can't use this flying carpet after we save. Flying carpet, alright. And a youth potion. That was a good double score there. Alright.
There's not enough room.
Really? Oh, here we go. Now we got some room. We definitely got some room here. Let's give it a rip.
You unroll the magic carpet.
Wow, here we go.
As you ascend higher, you realize that the carpet is beyond your control. It glides.
Good. Alright. I don't think we have to... I mean, there's nothing we can do here. Oh, a poisonous snake. Look at this.
A snake blocks your path to the east. It appears to be about 10 feet long.
Looks
You
friendly.
bravely approach the...
Oh,
the snake
geez.
lashes out, striking with precision. Its leaf...
Kills you
Your
instantly.
history.
Oh my goodness. Alright. Just gotta use the rattle, right? Rattle that thing. I think we can hypnotize it.
You dangle the shimmering opal in front of... Don't be silly. The snake...
could snap out of it at any second.
The snake snaps out of it.
Uh-oh. Alright. Snake. Poisonous snake. Poisonous snake. Alright.
You reach into the cavity and feel around. What is this? You've discovered a button hidden inside the rock. You press it and wait to see what happens next. In an instant, a man stands beside you. He appears to be somewhat of an adventurer, much like yourself.
For glory too.
Greetings. I am King Graham of Daventry.
The newcomer nods in greeting. Without a word, he respectfully appraises you. You notice about him the manner of one who has only recently learnt the meaning of heroism.
From where do you hail, good sir?
The man opens his mouth to answer, but then pauses to consider that question. Evidently deciding that irrelevant exposition would serve neither party, he casually gestures to the hole in the rock behind you.
Might I inquire something of your identity?
After a brief search of his own person, the man pulls out a scroll card and hands it to you. You unroll it, and it reads, "Having fulfilled the requirements in accordance with the statutes of the famous Adventurers Correspondence School, the bearer is a qualified would-be hero." The man also shows you a medallion. Upon it are the words, "Hero of Spielberg." You reverently return the scroll to the man.
You don't say much, do you?
With a sigh of resignation,
Surely you might speak to me of...
the man becomes quite enthused about the prospect of relating his most recent adventure to you. You notice something on... You retrieve the paper. It appears to be a scroll. Upon it is some writing. Disclaimer, you have just... As you read the writing, the...
Nice little marketing gag. Huh. Alright. Can we go north? Oh!
You have just discovered the gravity
was like
of your
a-
situation.
A dive roll off the cliff, Graham. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't know that was a cliff. Now we know.
Enchanter's staffs are very powerful objects. You dare not... You flip through the book entitled Ye. The first half contains a list of enchantments. These do not interest you, as you have no desire to inflict inconvenience upon others. However, the cures section does capture your curiosity. While
Yikes. Okay. Let's go ahead and save here. Take a little break for a while for me.